So today we are going to talk about Medcommerce. And Chris, you talked a little bit about my background about automation and why that matters to me. So just so you, if you don't know who I am, the white hair, the white teeth, my name is Phil Sitter, often referred to as the white hair, the blonde hair CEO. I got a name. My name is Phil. I'm the founder and CEO of RepeatMD. And prior to RepeatMD, I was a fifth generation restaurateur. So my dad and I moved from Vienna, Austria in the late 90s. So I don't have the accent. My dad has the accent. He sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I'll tell you, I still do have the lederhosen though. I've got the lederhosen. I don't know if does anyone put in the comments, do you know what lederhosen, leather overalls, Oktoberfest, right? So started in the late 90s, moved over from America to Austria, Austria to America. And I got my business start in the restaurant industry. So I did it for about 12 years. And I went from multi-unit or single concept to multi-unit, from multi-unit to multi-concept. And the restaurant industry was really tough because it owned me. It owned every waking hour, right? I missed countless birthdays, missed countless holidays. If you've ever been in the hospitality industry, you get it. And there was a point in my career, the first 5 years, where I felt as though that I couldn't escape the business, where I definitely didn't own the business owned me. And my life really changed when I had my daughter. And so in 2018, I had my daughter and I realized I was going to miss everything. I was going to miss her soccer practice. I was going to miss her first steps. I was going to miss, Christmas and Thanksgiving and all these holidays that are so important to hospitality. I said to myself, look, I got to figure out a way to use technology to serve me and buy back my time. And that really brought me into the path of software. So I originally created software for my restaurant, then I licensed that out to my franchisees, then I licensed that out to a bunch of different restaurants, a lot of the restaurants that you probably enjoy today. And that took me down this path of understanding that as a small business owner, as a business owner in general, there's so many things that we can do and buy and employees that we have to serve and our clients and so forth. It feels like you're being pulled in 1,000 directions. And so I've dedicated my life now to making sure we could build software to help buy back your time. And in your case, give your patients the treatments and the care and the time that they deserve. And, from restaurants, COVID happened. I was able to sell in my restaurants, move on from that software. And I just happened to end up in the aesthetic and wellness industry. And that is a conversation with a little tequila and some time where you see me in person. So I'm not going to go through that whole thing, but long story short, we've been in this industry now, and Chris will tell you a little bit about our background. But ultimately, this is what we're talking about with Medcommerce, a new way to automate your practice growth, because you deserve the freedom that a business can bring, and you deserve the ability to treat your patients and spend more time with them versus spending more time on the business. So that's what we're really going to go over with Medcommerce. We'll show you all the different features we've been working on to buy back your time and give your treatments, give your patients more access to your treatments.
Awesome, Phil. Well said. And with that, we're now over 1,000 live attendees. So let's get on with the show. But before we move on, before we dive in, let's quickly go over the agenda for the day. So today we're going to start with a fun exercise to get us warmed up and get us thinking differently. I'm going to lead that. I think we'll have a good time there. Then we're going to bring in a lot of our speakers, starting with Phil, to go on a deep dive into what our team has spent the last 2 years and over $20 million developing, that being the V2 platform and Medcommerce engine. We're going to go through a deep tour of all of our new features that you can expect to see. So if you're an OG repeater, as we like to say, a lot of this stuff is really going to blow your hats off. So, go ahead and take those hats off now, folks, just to be safe. And we do have several other special announcements, some bonuses, and guest speakers throughout. And of course, the RepeatMD Mercedes and Louis Vuitton giveaway. So you want to listen up and stay focused in. But I'm going to tell you, real key here is engagement and staying locked in. Participation does 100% matter, because there's going to be multiple opportunities for you to earn more chances to win. So if you're not locked in, you're not paying attention, you're making dinner over here, you're running a business over there, you're raising some kids over here. I get it. You got to do what you got to do, but you might miss that extra opportunity to win the RepeatMD Mercedes or the Louis Vuitton bag. So stay locked in. And besides, being engaged in the chat, it's just going to make it more fun and more interesting for you and everybody involved. Here we go. Okay. So who can see the image. Take a look. Okay. Everybody seeing? Everybody looking? Can you see anything? What are our thoughts? Okay, I'm going to give you a hint. I'm going to give you a little clue. It's a four-legged mammal. Okay, does that help? Can anybody see it now? Remember, just type yes or I see it if you can see it. Okay, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to give you another clue. Now I'm going to give you a overexposed version of the image here. Okay, who can see it now? All right, let me know if you can see it now. You got the overexposed version. Yes, we got several people. I got some. Okay, here we go. Now, last but not least, who can see it now? Now everybody can see it, right? All right, it's impossible not to see. We got ourselves a sweet little cow over here, a little moo cow, maybe a dairy cow. I don't know what kind of cow it is. I'm not I live in Texas, not a big farmer though. And now the truth is, you can't unsee it. Now that you see it, you're never going to be able to look at this image again and not see the cow, right? And what you just saw was the Renshaw cow. This test was designed by Professor Renshaw, and he actually used this to train Navy sailors during World War II how to spot enemy aircraft in the blink of an eye. He needed them to be able to see the unseen, to recognize what wouldn't normally be recognized with the naked eye very quickly. And that's what we're going to be asking for the audience to do today, is to kind of shift your perspective, open your mind, and start to look at your business and the different opportunities you have in front of you with that little bit of a different lens. And I'll take you through another scenario, okay? Another example here. So we have this painting, and it's titled Vegetables in a Bowl. Very, exhilarating, right? And it was done by Giuseppe Arcimboldo in 1587. Don't worry about the name and the year, all right? We're not gonna have a test here at the end. But look at the painting, and what do you see? You see some onions, you see some leeks, maybe a few carrots, some other greens that I don't know what they are, but you see a bowl of vegetables. But let's take a look and see what happens whenever you shift perspectives, right? Now you look at the painting from a different perspective, and now vegetables in a bowl becomes the vegetable gardener, which is the alternate name for the painting. So looking at this painting, and we see like the hat and like the little nose and the eyes, the cheeks, even the beard down there. When I look at this painting, it calls to mind for me a quote by the late Dr. Wayne Dyer. And he says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And I'm going to repeat that because it's so profound, it bears repeating. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Who agrees with that, right? When you change the way you look at a problem, when you change, if you say, hey, this is a big problem, but you look at it as an opportunity, you change the meaning, you change what the problem means to you, right? It becomes an opportunity. And so what we want, everybody on this call to do is to look at the opportunities you have in your business, to grow your business with a fresh perspective and allow yourself to, be surprised to what's possible versus potentially what the status quo has always been. So thank you all for playing along. I promise we're going to have a ton of great speakers on the call today, including our RepeatMD team. You've got Phil, myself, who you've already met. You've also got Jenna Shang, who is our product guru, the man who loves to make you money, our CRO, Matt Sirachi, and Bobby Cooper, who lives and breathes bringing our clients never-ending improvements to their experience with RepeatMD. In addition, we have an absolute all-star panel of practice owners from multiple disciplines, and they're all here to share their thoughts, ideas, and experiences with you live today. So, stay tuned. They have some incredible insights for everybody here on the call. And actually, I'm being told, people are knocking on my door here since I can't hear Phil still, that we have a last-minute update to the presentation, a special announcement, a piece of breaking news that I'm going to turn it back over to Phil to share with the audience. So, Phil, please take it away.
Folks, I don't know how sometimes things work in life. It's just serendipity. And yesterday was very serendipitous.
Oh, boy, what happened to me?
Boom. We're at 1,001,311 active users on RepeatMD. Now, I imagine that going very differently in my mind without the audio issues and this and that and everything else. But thank you for holding on. And why is this important? The reason why it's so important for all of us together is we together are changing the patient experience. We together are setting the new standard for practices on how deeply we care about our patients, the investment we've made in them, not only to reward them, but bring them more access, more affordability, all the things that come together when you're a RepeatMD client. So I thank you for being a part of this historic milestone, 1 million active users, many more millions to come together. And I honor you for being one of the few businesses that really care deeply about the patient experiences. So thank you. It's a massive celebration for us, and just wanted to shout that out. So Chris, can you hear me now?
I feel much more comfortable now that we've had a technical issue. So I feel right at home. So
So
thank
you
you,
can
Phil.
hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for your patience, of course. Let's hop back into it. So, that's awesome to share. And look, if you know RepeatMD and you've been around for a while, then you've probably seen the stages of growth we've gone through. But if you're new to RepeatMD, I want to share a little bit about us as a company and, kind of who we are and what we're all about. So 1 million patients, shout out to all of our clients and team that have made that happen. And so glad that the marketplace and the patients are really picking up what we're putting down. And we've done this with over 3,000 practices now. And the real number I want to highlight is this $950 million in client revenue generated, right? That's not RepeatMD revenue, the money we're making. That's the money that you guys are making through the app. And honestly, we're just getting started. It's the tip of the iceberg. A little bit more about us. You can't get all these results and all the success without the technology and the constant never-ending improvement. We won a couple of awards over the years. We won the Innovative Technology Award from the Aesthetic Awards twice now. And of course, we have industry partners that we wouldn't be here without that have really helped, bring us and trust us with their clients. I'm sure a lot of you recognize these names that you work with them yourself. So a little bit about us, and to kind of double click on it, we actually have practices in all 50 states, right? And while our core focus began with aesthetics and wellness, you can see that we represent brands from med spas to dermatologists to plastic surgeons, dentists, wellness, weight loss, and just specialties of really a wide variety. So it doesn't really matter who you are. RepeatMD really speaks to the patient. So what I like to do is just take a little quick pause here and let us know if you're a patient. Tell us if I'm going to stop sharing and share a poll here, but let's find out how many of the folks on the call here are actually our clients. So let me share my poll. There we go. It should be stop sharing. There we go. Let me share the poll. There we go. Got 155 of you that are clients currently. Pretty fantastic stuff. And, truth be told, we do this for our clients, right? It's imperative that we share our updates with you because y'all are really our partners in the business, right? Your success is our success. And it looks like, we told it in there that about 75% of the crowd is actual clients of ours. So fantastic. 78% now. So if that updates, we'll share more, but let me keep it moving here. Get back into the presentation. And so since we have so many clients and so many of you folks here on the call today, we got these bonuses that we want to share with you. These are our gifts to you to make sure that you're getting tons of value for spending your time with us here this evening. So let's take a look here at what we have for you. This is our Medcommerce blueprint. This is designed to make sure that your business can take a look at the treatments, packages, memberships, everything that's hot right now in 2024, and really just sets you on that path to discovery and learning. And if you're curious about how you're going to get this, don't worry. We're going to email this and the other bonuses to everybody who's on the call at the end. So you're going to have access to this. Our team, look, when you have over 3,000 clients, you get a lot of insights. So we're able to prepare this, and, it's really great information. So I hope you take advantage of that. And let's move forward. And with that being said, we're talking about solving challenges. Let's talk about some of the challenges that, the folks on this call are facing in the business, right? Let's talk about what that looks like, right? What are some of the opportunities? What are some of the things that keep us up at night? Is it your people? Is it, retaining your people or constant training? Is it empty calendars? Is it, maybe your calendars are full, but they're full of like low margin stuff? Maybe you have that big device you purchase and you're looking for new creative ways to, get some more action and activity around it. Let us know in the comments, go ahead and chat here and let us know what you've been dealing with, what you're experiencing, what you're seeing right now. Because I think that really is going to tell us a lot about, where people are. I see, economy is tough for a lot of people, growth in marketing, selling the high margin services. I got retention, staffing, new clients, new competition. And I'm seeing a lot of these answers repeat, right? Here we go. Getting more clients, new clients, retention, growth and marketing, over, right? And so the good news is that all of this stuff is perfectly normal, right? Nobody is alone on this. So if you thought that you were the only practice around dealing with these challenges, you can look no further than the comments and recognize that you're actually surrounded by a community of people that all have the same challenges and are looking for the same solutions and same results, which to me is really reassuring, to be honest. And, you know, with that being said, we have to look at business and we have to say, okay, what do all these challenges have in common, right? They're all really growth challenges. They're all challenges that come when you're trying to grow a business. If you weren't trying to grow your business, you wouldn't have these challenges, right? The higher you aim, the more problems you have. You know what they say, like, you know, the bigger you get, the bigger the problem you have to solve. Well, that's 100% true in business. And when you look at a business, you're going to see that there is really an endless way to grow your practice, right? There's endless different opportunities, right? You can go with the high-end consultant, you know, for $10,000 to come in and give you some information, some insights. Maybe it's a new employee that's going to come in and take over the things you don't want to do, hopefully doing with the same level of energy and enthusiasm, right? Fingers crossed. Maybe it's the hot new device. Maybe it's a new website for $30,000. Maybe it's, you know, hey, look, we got this product line we haven't been selling. Maybe it's the next product line that we'll sell. And while all of these things are important and all of these things absolutely have the ability to transform, grow, and change a business, you see here that you could end up spending $500,000 before you finish an IV drip and you don't really know which one's going to work, right? You don't know which one's going to click, which one's going to connect. And, you know, I think there's a reason for that. I think that's because with all this stuff, you know, everything we're seeing here, it's missing a central focus. And I could tell you what it is, but instead I brought a voice from the past, somebody that we'll all know and recognize, to share his thoughts on where you should focus if you really want to see your business grow and take off. So with that being said, let's turn it over to Mr. Steve Jobs.
Mr. Jobs, you're a bright and influential man.
Here it comes.
It's sad and clear that on several counts you've discussed, you don't know what you're talking about. I would like, for example, for you to express in clear terms how, say, Java, in any of its incarnations, addresses the ideas embodied in OpenDoc. And when you're finished with that, perhaps you could tell us what you personally have been doing for the last 7 years.
You know, you can please some of the people some of the time, but one of the hardest things when you're trying to affect change is that people like this gentleman are right in some areas. I'm sure that there are some things OpenDoc does, probably even more that I'm not familiar with, that nothing else out there does. And I'm sure that you can make some demos, maybe a small commercial app that demonstrates those things. The hardest thing is, how does that fit in to a cohesive, larger vision that's going to allow you to sell $8 billion, $10 billion of product a year? And one of the things I've always found is that you've got to start with the customer experience and work backwards to the technology. You can't start with the technology and try to figure out where you're going to try to sell it. And I've made this mistake probably more than anybody else in this room. And I've got the scar tissue to prove it. And I know that it's the case. And as we have tried to come up with a strategy and a vision for Apple, it started with what incredible benefits can we give to the customer? Where can we take the customer? Not starting with, let's sit down with the engineers and figure out what awesome technology we have, and then how are we going to market that. And I think that's the right path to take.
Steve Jobs, right? An absolute visionary. And I love that. And when we think about that video, I want everyone to write this down, because there's one line in there that when I watch that, it's just a massive takeaway for me. So write this down, print it out, stick it on the break room fridge. Before you make another, a single investment or spend another minute on another project, you need to ask yourself this question as your North Star. What incredible benefits does this next investment, this next project going to give to the customer, right? That's the question you have to ask yourself if you want to build a truly special business. And look, I think the proof is in the pudding with Apple, right? Starting with the customer first. You don't sit down with the engineers. You don't sit down with marketing and say, hey, what do we want to sell more of? And then try to sell it. You really have to be focused in on what the actual patient is looking for and how you can provide them something special, something different, that unique experience. And I'll tell you, it's always changing. It's always evolving, right? That is just the nature. What the patient wants and demands today is very different than what they wanted and demanded 5-10 years ago. And the reality is, for the past 4 years at RepeatMD, that's what we've been obsessed over, is the evolution of the modern patient. And focusing on the patient first is really the one thing that ties all those other opportunities together, right? Start with the patient and what the patient wants, how it benefits them, and anything you invest in will be successful, in my opinion, and the opinion of Mr. Jobs. So the first way that we want to understand, like, how do we benefit the patient, is we got to figure out how to reach them. And the way to reach them is you have to reach them where they live. And where people spend most of their time in 2024 is on the most valuable real estate on the planet, okay? And I'm not talking about Fifth Avenue or Rodeo Drive, okay? Just a little hint for you. Where is the most valuable real estate on the planet? Anybody want to take a guess at it? Where the most valuable real estate is? I see a couple answers coming through. 100% right. Mobile, right? How much time would you reckon that people spend on their phone every day, right? It's different for everybody. You know what? I'll tell you, here's another truth. Your spouse always spends more time on their phone than you spend on your own phone. That's 100% fact of the matter. Your spouse is always going to, if I look at my phone, my wife is always thinking I'm on my phone twice as long. How many of you actually get caught, comparing screen times? But the point is, most valuable real estate on the planet is mobile, and people on average are spending 4.5 hours every single day on their cell phone. That is incredible, right? We're talking about almost 65 full calendar days on their phone. And guess what? They're not just, mindlessly scrolling around, just opening, clicking around. 88% of that time is spent on mobile. That's right. 88% of that time is spent on mobile apps. So they're not just randomly spending their time. They're spending their time on mobile apps. And so what that tells you, tells me, tells the world is that, geez Louise, I better make sure that my business and my focus is reaching people where they already live, considering they're spending a third of their waking hours on mobile. Doesn't it make sense to have your time, your energy, your business in front of your client? And my answer would, be yes. And I think you'd all agree. And look, you don't have to take my word for it, because the biggest brands in the world have already figured this out a long time ago, right? That's why I challenge you to think about any one of the biggest consumer brands on the planet, and you'll see that they all have a consumer-facing mobile app. And the majority of those times, the mobile app is actually anchored to a mobile rewards program. So think about some of your favorite brands, right? Target, Lululemon, Sephora, they have mobile app experiences, and those mobile apps are linked to rewards. And it's not a coincidence. They didn't all just independently arrive at this answer. They looked at the data, and the data said one thing. Hey, if you want to stay relevant, and if you want to grow in the face of growing competition, and you want to stay, client patient first, right? Focus on what they want, how they want to shop, how they want to consume, then the numbers are all telling us the same story. And with that being said, let's do a little trivia. So to see how much growth this is actually worth, like what the actual number is. So looking at the slide here, what amount did U.S. e-commerce sales reach in 2023? Okay, let's get your answers in there in the chat. Take your time. What are our thoughts? C, D, B, all over the place, really. A lot of you are picking C just because they told you in high school that C is the most common answer. I get it. That's fine. That's a good strategy. Here's the answer. 1 trillion plus e-commerce sales in 2023, right? Pretty astounding. That's a lot of money. Well, let's take it a step further. What if I told you that of that 1.1 trillion, that more than 60% of it came through mobile? And I promise that number is shifting more and more to the mobile. That means that people are buying more with their phones now than they are with their computers. And let me ask everybody a question, right? Simple. Think about yourself. Are you buying less with your phone than you did 4 years ago? Or are you buying more with your phone today? More. And do you think you're going to be spending less time on your phone in 4 years and buying less with your phone in 4 years, or more? More. We trust our cell phones more than we trust anybody on the planet with our deepest, darkest secrets, right? Our cell phone knows everything about us. That's why if you lose your phone for even a minute at a public place, you start to have a panic attack. Me and Phil know, because we actually helped a lady find her phone at our last event, and she was melting down within 5 minutes, as I would be too, because if you have my phone, honestly, you can control my life. But it's really incredible to see that the majority of e-commerce is already happening through mobile. So think about the trend, think about where it's headed, and think about your business, right? So what we do at RepeatMD is simple. That's the reason why we built a platform that combines the power of rewards, patient financing, e-commerce, all into your own mobile app, and ultimately is going to provide your business, and if you already have it, it's providing a lot of businesses with a new source of revenue and giving your clients the industry's best patient experience, which is key. Give them the experience that they're already clamoring for, that they're already used to, and how can you lose? How can you go wrong, right? So, excuse me. So with that being said, right, talking about like vision and thinking forward, I want to bring to the stage our first guest speaker, Mr. Joe Atzenbeck, the CEO and owner of Pure Med Spa. He's also a former military intelligence analyst. If I got that wrong, Joe, I know I'm pretty close there, which means to me that he has a special eye for detail and also has the ability to recognize trends, which is really translated to a high level in the business. And Joe, welcome to the stage. Welcome to the webinar. And yeah, what are your thoughts on the future of tech and how it's going to involve the medical aesthetic business?
Well, thanks, Chris. And just a quick check on my audio. Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear, my friend.
Great. Well, first and foremost, thanks so much for that introduction. I'm not nearly as big of a deal as you made that sound. I'm a former cryptologist is what they called me. So I used to deploy on submarines for the U.S. Navy on clandestine missions. So a very stark difference to working in the aesthetic and medical industry. I'm married to a provider, and so had the opportunity about 8 years ago to start our own dermatology clinic, which of course brought in the aesthetics components. And then about 6 months ago, we split our business into two, and we opened up our own med spa, which is a very bespoke and luxury environment, which really needed a rewards application. That's where RepeatMD comes in. So before I kind of jump into things, I wanted to just really start off with, thanking the RepeatMD team with the opportunity to partake in today's discussion. And for everybody who's, on the call, I really do these discussions because I'm in the trenches, if you will, with you all. I understand what it's like to run a business, to understand the risks and the rewards, to understand the pain points. I honestly tell my team every single day that I'm the least important person on the team. Whether they believe that or not is, the question of the hour, of course. But I really believe strongly that partaking in these discussions and working with vendors allows me to meet other med spa owners and clinic owners. Whether it's a reference call or a webinar, it allows me to connect with everybody so that we're not reinventing the wheel. And ultimately, I end up learning just as much from other people as they do from me. So I just really enjoy the opportunity to have these discussions. And specifically, I'm here on this webinar because I work with partners that I believe in, and RepeatMD is one of them. And specifically with RepeatMD, I believe that it's a platform that can further my med spa both during and after business hours. And the reason for that is it's really about customer service excellence, right? every vendor that I bring in with my businesses has to be an extension of my team, whether that is, a pharmaceutical rep on the dermatology side or a software as a service vendor. And in the case of my med spa, we are a bespoke service setting with luxury, inclusive of food and beverage offerings. And we bring in partner vendors that have to be that continuation of culture. And in the case of RepeatMD, we have to bring that in an online forum. And that's a really difficult partnership. And what's really great as a platform is RepeatMD allows me to customize the application to put in the patient's hand exactly how I want that culture to appear to the patient, which is really a really neat experience.
And Joe, let me ask you, what is it that, when you say putting the application in the patient's hands, and you talked about the ability to add the revenue around the clock, how is it that you decided that giving the patients that experience was the right move for your practice?
Well, we knew we needed a rewards platform, right? If it wasn't going to be us, it was going to be the competition. So that was important. And I think, as you and I had discussed at one point early on, Chris, I think that Starbucks does this really well, right? Patients and clients really understand the concept of rewards or really just a membership in general is kind of becoming the way of business. They really enjoy that environment. They understand that they have the opportunity to save up for, in the aesthetic industry at least, a service that they're really looking forward to, and having their app in their hand that allows them to see what they're saving it for and what they're looking forward to and how they're going to get there is a really powerful tool. And RepeatMD just makes it super easy for the patient to do that.
Awesome. And I know you're a big vision guy, and you've got probably plans for the business for the next 5 years out. How do you see RepeatMD playing into that growth and expansion, wrapped into your vision? If you want to kind of share with the audience what your vision looks like, where do you see the market going, and how we could play a small role in that?
Yeah, well, I think one of the biggest things in running a business is understanding that recurring revenue is really important, right? Especially in the aesthetic marketplace. There are slow months in aesthetics. And I think that if you don't really think about that as a business owner, don't plan for that, you can get yourself into trouble. December's a really great example, right? People are buying for other people, not necessarily for themselves. And the beauty industry is really a self sort of centered industry in a lot of ways. And December kind of is that month that you feel that the most.
Sure.
And having a membership program encourages people to reactivate, if you will, to come back in, reminds them that self-care is important, even in those months when they're thinking about others. And so if you're posturing yourself as a business, that's a really important thing to think about, and to design your memberships around things that your patients really love to take part in, and also encourages them to try new things that maybe they wouldn't otherwise partake in. And that helps grow those lines of business that maybe you're looking to add more patients to, and that also you really need to grow as part of those investments that you're making as you're growing your own business.
Excellent answers. And lastly, before we let you go, if you had one recommendation or piece of advice to give to everybody before you take off on your next submarine tour across the world, what would that be?
Oh gosh, taking you off on a submarine, don't do it. It's a very cool, advanced piece of technology, the most advanced hardware known to man, frankly. But I'll tell you what, there's not enough coffee in the world. They decrease the oxygen by 20% on board. It's a really cool mission, not a cool lifestyle.
Opposite of Vegas. And any last one piece of advice for any med spa owners out there?
If you're worried about bringing on a rewards program, don't be. It's just like anything else, right? You need to have a technology stack, and I think RepeatMD is a great thing to bring in. Obviously, you need to have a vision for what those rewards and memberships are going to be. And I think the RepeatMD team can help lead you down the path to success. They have really great, brilliant minds. So listen to their advice and bring it in when you're ready.
Awesome. Joe, thanks for joining us today. It's been a pleasure to have you. And as y'all see, now joined back by Phil. He's back with us. I'm going to exit, go backstage, but I promise the next time you see me, you're going to want to be on the next time you see me. I'm just going to leave it at that. Phil, see you soon, buddy.
I think that's a hint. Chris might be getting that car ready.
Could be a hint.
All right, folks. So we're going to transition now, right? So we're going to move into the world of RepeatMD, what the Medcommerce engine is. We've launched some new features and new dashboards today, actually. So we're now that you know, some folks, about half of you folks here, we have 1,500 practices joining us now. Some of you folks might have not heard RepeatMD. Now you know what it is. Now, for all my RepeatMDers, or repeaters as we call it, let's transition. Let's talk about what's new, what the Medcommerce engine is, and most importantly, let's make sure you're making the most out of it. So many things have changed from last year to this year. We want to make sure that you are getting the most out of RepeatMD. It's my job to actually take you through that. And I want to shout out one of our sponsors today, one of our newest partners. We absolutely love Benev. We have a lot of different things that we're working on with Benev that you'll start hearing from. And we love their Silverm device. But let me show you a video, and then I'll kick it off.
The Benev products that I use most now are actually all of them.
They have the largest, in my opinion, profile of products that we can use, so I don't have to pull from different companies.
Because they provide a lot of support, provide a lot of education, and they have products that work.
Like yourself when you finally let someone in and give you some help. It's funny how you finally feel like yourself when you finally let someone in and give you some help.
I use Benev exosomes with my patients almost every day.
They have the best technology in class for exosomes available on the U.S. market today.
Silverm X is the top of the line radio frequency microneedling device.
This isn't the best microneedling RF device on the market. It is the single best device across any category.
MiraQ, the Benev threads are an amazing additional tool.
They're FDA approved, it's first and foremost.
And really one of the strongest threads on the market.
Oh, hey. I love that video. That is a jam. I don't know if they produced that song, they bought that song, but God, I love that song. All right, let me get the energy going again, folks. We are going to give you another opportunity as we transition, and we're going to give you, those who are engaged right now with us, an opportunity for extra raffle time. Little ticket to paradise. And if you're on mobile, Cassie, she just pinned the link. You can click the link. We're giving you opportunities to enter the raffle multiple times. The more you're engaged, a higher chance of winning. So thank you. All right, I'm going to move on now. And we're going to talk about V2, the Medcommerce engine. Okay, we spent way more time and way more money and had way more headaches than we ever anticipated. And the ask that we had last year was simple: rebuild everything. Rebuild it all. Make it better. And boy, oh boy, did we underestimate that. So it's been absolutely a privilege to build this together with the team. When I tell you this team, the product and engineering team and everyone involved to make this vision a reality of rebuilding a software that was already working from the ground up, it was Herculean. And I'm so excited to share with you all the different features, a lot of which just recently went live, some of which just went live today, like the new membership dashboard. For those, if you haven't seen the trailer, And I promise we're not going to play videos left and right, left and right. I'm going to show you a little video of V2, the trailer, and then I'm going to dive in and go through each section to show you what's new, what you should be taking advantage of, and how to make the most out of RepeatMD. Benev definitely wins the song. The song competition, Benev wins. But I will say, I did get a little groove on with that one, but not nearly as much as Benev. So shout out to Benev one more time. That was unreal. That song was awesome. So let's talk about the beginning. It is a new design to enhance the patient experience and grow your practice. Here's the thing, folks. I've gone into many, many practices. And one of the things that I've recognized is your attention to detail, not only on patient care, but everything is considered, from the paint color you choose to the logo that you put on the wall to the uniform of the staff. Every single detail is considered within your practice. But then I look at your digital presence, your website, maybe some of your social content. And sometimes you make a really bad choice by having the EMR build you this really shitty app from the late 90s built in Bangladesh. And the issue with that is, if you take so much care about your brand and that doesn't go to the digital world, it doesn't represent who you are and what you stand for well. And with that being said, we obsessed about the design for each one of your apps, individually making sure that the latest design trends were being used, the highest level of usability was created. And ultimately, we wanted there to be no difference than when somebody picks up the Starbucks app and when someone picks up your app, because that's what you deserve. You don't deserve some half-assed project. You deserve for your brand to be represented at the highest level every single time someone interacts with you, because that difference of detail makes the difference when it comes to a patient making a choice. And I'm telling you, with V2, as far as the reviews go from your patients, 5 stars all around. And so we spent a lot of time getting the design right. And I just want to stop there for a second and make sure you take that in, because you should have a brand audit. Now, we know that we served you with our app, but take a second to make sure that's a real statement that your brand is not just in the practice, it transcends digitally. And so this was super important for us to get right. It's a big detail. It's a foundational detail that will lead throughout this presentation. Every piece of design, I can't tell you the amount of man hours, amount of effort this takes, but this was all considered for you, okay? And so the question is, hey, design, that's great. It's beautiful, but how does it grow my practice? Well, it starts with the first piece of the foundation, which is mobile rewards. Okay. As you know, with RepeatMD, mobile rewards is the foundation. Sometimes people ask me about mobile rewards. Why mobile rewards? Why this? Why that? Joe brought a great example, Starbucks. Folks, it's not called the Starbucks Pay app. It's called the Starbucks Rewards app. They've got one of the top 5 biggest brands in the world, and they had to reward their customers to use their app. So if you're just building an app that's basically a scheduler on the side, you're never going to get engagement. What you need is to reward your patient, and there's so many incredible opportunities within your industry on rewarding the patient and creating greater awareness to your treatments. And so we started with rewards, and we thought, how do we build rewards in a way that's even more engaging? How do we build rewards in a way that's even more exciting? And that's what we did. And so with that, first and foremost, setting the foundation, we build your brand with mobile rewards. I say this on stage if you've ever seen me, so I'll say it here. I've never been in an industry that's so focused on building everyone else's brand, but their own. Again, I'll say it again. I've never been in an industry that's been so focused on building everyone else's brand, but their own. If you look at the stats, 74% of industry reward points earned are used in competitor clinics. So if I get my Alley points, yes, I come back and spend it, but I'm building loyalty to Alley. And there's nothing wrong with that. I want patient traffic within your practice. But if that's everything you have, if that's the only thing you have, you're just building everyone else's billion-dollar brand and not creating yours. And so that's really important here. The second piece is we wanted to make it super easy to use, even easier before. And if you look at the screen here, we added gamification and confetti and these little things that actually make a big difference. If you look at the GIF when someone scans and they get the confetti, it makes you feel good. Shit, it makes me feel great. A little confetti, why not? It's a little party. Maybe have a little martini, maybe a margarita. Whatever it is, we still want to make it fun, okay? But then what we did after looking at the foundation, we wanted to make it even better. We wanted to innovate. And that's what we did here. Now your patients with V2 and the Medcommerce engine, not only do they get rewarded for their in-app visits, but they also get rewarded for their in-app purchases. Okay? And what's really nice about the in-app purchases, take a look at the bottom of your screen. It actually, at checkout, it shows what next reward they're going to unlock. In this case, it's Nutrafol. They're going to earn a bottle of Nutrafol for buying these 2 treatments. Why is that impactful? Because now we see 2 times an increase of conversion rate when patients see the next reward at checkout. It's that little boom to buy. And in the case of Nutrafol, I love it because as you can see, I got a full head of hair. A guy like me, I don't need Nutrafol right now. It's coming, I'm sure, but not today. But guess what? I have a 70-year-old dad, and he's always talking about his hair thinning. When I get this reward, I'm about to go get you a new patient because guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to get the bottle of Nutrafol and give it to my dad, and his ass is coming in, right? And so we use rewards as a way to create greater awareness of treatments, or in this case, you want skincare, and it could be samples. Look, one of the rewards I love are little sample treatments. Why not give a free Emcella treatment out? Why not give 15-minute a Neo? What are the different high margin services that we can give little samples out, right? Demos out. And so rewarding your patients for their in-app purchase is absolutely critical. But we took it a step further. We now have repeat cash. Take a look at your screen. Now a patient, for example, 10 units of Botox, say they don't want it. They can convert those Botox, that Botox specific rewards, they can convert those into dollars that can only be spent in app. We call this repeat cash. Okay, the ability to convert rewards into dollars only spent in the app. And you got to let your client success specialist know. You got to let your client success specialist know if you want to turn this on. We'll give you a way to do that on this call. Retention is everything, folks. You got to stop chasing the next lead. You got to stop looking for the next customer and retain the patients you already have. Go get the next customer, but retain the patient you got. And what we do, one of my favorite features is our automated retention system. For their birthday, we send out an automatic text message. Okay, when they haven't visited in a while, 30, 60, 90, 180 days, You can now, on the admin panel, change the days to whatever days that you want. You can add more, you can add less, you can add one every day if you wanted to. The point is it's customizable. But we also have a new one, which is VIP status, which is when a patient spends X amount of dollars or visits X amount of times, they will get an offer just for doing that. So we have an incredible retention system, because the truth is it would be a full-time job to remember everyone's birthday, or be a full-time job, maybe multiple full-time jobs, to say, hey, I haven't seen Phil in 60 days. Let's send him an offer to get him to come back. Okay. And so with that being said, I wanted to bring in Dr. Geyer. She's the founder of the Geyer practice, and she's got an incredible story that I want her to share about how she even got into this space. And not only how did she get into the space, but her businesses are thriving, especially with rewards.
All right. Yes, I can hear you. Can everybody hear me?
Oh yeah, we can hear you. How are you doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Awesome. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, of course. I'm very excited to be here. And as Phil said, I'm Dr. Alexandra Geyer, and I am an emergency physician. I did an ER residency, went down a very traditional route in medicine, practiced emergency medicine for 10 years, and got pretty burned out, especially during COVID. And I took a big leap of faith, as many of you probably have as well. And I somewhat randomly met an older physician who was trying to sell his medical practice. And I ended up buying the practice, which was doing mostly concierge internal medicine and some weight loss, and have spent the last year really rebranding and creating more of a wellness center here in Northern Virginia. So most of we're a little different than most med spas. I'm actually not doing a lot of aesthetics, but we're really focused on weight loss. So most of our revenue comes from weight loss. And I'm also doing liposuction and hormone health. And I started with RepeatMD, I don't know, maybe 6+ months ago. And it's definitely been the best marketing sort of investment that I've made since I bought this practice. With RepeatMD, we introduced memberships. And, one of the biggest complaints, we were selling our weight loss program prior to participating with RepeatMD. We were selling the program, which was focused a lot on health coaching, and patients paid separately for medications and other sort of add-ons. So we created a membership where everything was included. And people that really took off with the membership. I think, one of the bigger game changers with the memberships were that people could come in, get all their services, and never had to take out their wallet when they're in our practice, which somehow makes people quite a bit happier.
And Dr. Geyer, we have so many RepeatMD clients today, and you're selling a very expensive membership at an incredible rate. Could you share, just to give some tips and advice on what your weight loss membership looks like and the success of it? I think that would be incredible value for the clients on the call today.
Yeah, absolutely. So our weight loss membership is $4.99 per month. And there's a 4-month commitment for people to join. And that includes weekly health counseling meetings with some health coaches that I have in the office, plus their GLP-1 injections. So we use semaglutide and tirzepatide primarily. So it includes, and we do some lipoamino shots for that as well. And our monthly revenue is around $100,000 just from those memberships, as well as our hormone memberships, which are a smaller percentage of what we do. But our hormone memberships are similar in that by paying a flat fee of $299 per month, all the visits, all the phone calls, the lab testing, and all the meds are included. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we've built a package where we're still making good money, and patients really like it. They like the ease, the convenience, and the whole concept of never starting a month at zero.
Yeah.
really,
I'll say that a few times today. Yeah. Thank you. And finally, one piece of advice for clients that have RepeatMD to get similar results. What did you do to get your staff engaged, or a piece of advice that was really sort of the breakthrough for you while using it?
Yeah, I think that just getting my staff really excited about the memberships and seeing the value in the memberships, and providing kind of a seamless experience in the sense that, like I said, you never have to take out your wallet when you're here. We take care of everything. We're always reachable. And but getting the staff kind of excited about how, like, you can save money. It doesn't matter what dose you're on, or how often you need to come in. This is a real cost savings, and you won't find this anywhere else. So through that, and also our sales and the RepeatMD sales have been super effective. We've participated in every sale that RepeatMD has had, and there's the automated texts, there's the email templates that are sent to us that we send to our patients, as well as the Instagram posts, and our sales have been very, very productive.
Thank you for that, Dr. Geyer. And you just said a point that I really want to make, which is an incredible point. You talked about the sales, the promotions you can opt in for. Mm-hmm. There's this rhetoric at times that people say, you shouldn't do sales, you shouldn't do that, you should. Folks, I'm going to tell you the percentage of our million users, what percentage that use a promo code. And that percent is 18% across the platform. So why that's so important is because 82% of the time, your patients are not using a promo code. Why is this critical? I need you to really listen to this. This is critical because what you're doing with a promotion is you're creating a new behavior. You're giving your patients the opportunity to realize, oh shit, I can buy from the app. And then once they buy, they come back and they buy again and again. 82% of the time they're buying throughout the platform without a promo. You should be opting into the promos so you can create new behaviors in your patient, which will create new awareness. With that new awareness, that behavior is created, and that's why we run promos. And that's why the biggest e-com companies in the world, the companies that we buy from every day, do promotions, because the promotion creates the behavior, and then that drives the traffic, and then you get results like Dr. Geyer has. Dr. Geyer, thank you so much for joining us today. We know your time is so valuable. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, folks, you know the drill. A little engagement, a little QR code, a little extra raffle ticket. All right, we're going to let's post this we'll pin it, boom, pin it. QR code, if you're on your phone, scan it, get another raffle ticket. We want you to win, and we're going to keep moving because I got a whole new section. And then I got a section after that, but we're having a good time. So let's go. Digital discovery. We spent a lot of time about this. I think what's incredible about the industry is there's so many transformational treatments, whether it's aesthetics or wellness. The problem, and hear me, the problem is it's overwhelming. There's so many things that you do, and you're limited to your consult. There's so many things that you do, right? There's you buy the next device, you bring on this treatment. Isn't the worst thing that you could hear a patient say that's been with you for a year or 2 years? Oh my God, I didn't even know you did that. And they've been your patient for a year plus, and you've had this treatment that you're trying to sell more of, and they're like, I didn't know you did that. And they say with a smile, and inside you're dying, but you smile back. Okay, so we spent a lot of time thinking about digital discovery and how do we take your patients on a journey to make sure that they're aware of all the treatments that you have. Okay. And so in the chat, folks, take a look at this. Your patients can only buy the services that they know about. Your patients can only buy the services that they know about. Let me ask you, what percent, put it in the chat, what percent of patients read brochures within the practice? What percent of patients read brochures within the practice? I'm seeing 5, 10, I'm seeing less than 1%, 2%, 5%. Yeah. It's a rare day when a patient is just sitting there right? Just sitting there reading, right? The brochure. And if it is a patient, it's probably not the modern patient, okay? And here's the answer for you. It's 7%, right? Like, I'm telling you, you could throw them all out and probably not see a business impact whatsoever. And in my view, a clean aesthetic is key. So I'm not really a big fan of brochures all over the place. Okay. Let me ask you a different question. What % of your patients are using their smartphone in the practice? What % of your patients are using their phone in your practice? That's right, folks. That's 100%. It's a rare day. As rare it is for your patient to be reading a brochure, it's that rare that your patient doesn't have their phone or is on their phone within your practice. So you might as well be on that real estate. Okay. And so that real estate is valuable. We want to make sure that you own that real estate. And the reality is we want your patients to discover anything, anywhere. So take a look at the GIF here that we've got the video. They can see all your devices. They can book directly with your team member. We can embed whatever link that you want, which is, I see that often now where we can book, where you take your link, your unique links per esthetician or whoever, and you put in the app. But it's really important for you to take this discovery, the new built discovery, the new built discovery column that we have, the page of discovery, and start putting in your devices, start putting in your treatments, start putting in frequently asked questions. If you're just adding all your services to RepeatMD, but you're not updating the discovery area of your app, you're training your patients that it's stale and it's not worthy to look at. So at minimum, once a quarter, update it. Ideally, once a month. You should be updating treatments, frequently asked questions. You can add your booking links. You can add a new device. You can even embed YouTube videos if the device company has a video, right? That's patient facing. Really using that discovery. And here, look at this with the 273% stat. The average website visit in today's world is only 53 seconds. Your website is literally created to add your services, put on some reviews, and put in your address. And it's really created for social proof and SEO. But patients are not spending 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or going back to your website after they're a patient. But every time they pick up your RepeatMD app, it's 3 minutes and 18 seconds on average. That means half of the people are spending a lot more time. That means half the people are spending less. But the reality is they're picking it up every single time. So the next time you think about, okay, website, in your app, your website you probably never update, but you need to treat your app differently where you're engaging with your patient by adding information, and your staff needs to be talking about the information that's on the app if you want to make sure that you do a great job with it. Also, take a look at this. This is very important for you folks. For those people that have not added all of their membership services and packages, you need to have a 1-to-1 ratio. That 1-to-1 ratio where all of your services live on your app. It's a very odd patient experience where you only have some of your services. So if you've added a new device, it's critical that you do and you have the discipline to add every new device, all your new treatments on your app. We can help you with that. That's what our client success team is for. But the reality for that is that our RepeatMD customer pool, those who have a 1-to-1 relationship, it's a much better patient experience. They have 46% higher sales using RepeatMD than those who don't. So it's super important for you to make sure to add that. Also with V2, take a look at the video here. If you watch the video go down, now we have shopping top selling services that's automatically populated for you. Then your patient can browse by concern and look at all the different concerns that your app has or that your practice has that they can solve. For me, I'm going to take a look at skin pin. I'm going to click skin pin. I can see the pricing. I can read a description about it. But here's something new, folks, that you can take advantage of: pre and post care instructions. You can build that within there. And then also the system is smart enough and has an algorithm to pull in related services. So now when I'm looking at SkinPin, the app will automatically populate services that are similar to SkinPin to give me some choices there. And that's really important for you because we want that patient to be engaging in looking at it. Maybe I want a different microneedling device. Maybe I want the Silifirm with the exosomes. That would be my choice. So take a look at that and make sure that we're fully building that out. And again, on today's call, we're going to have a link to schedule a meeting with your customer success. So if you're starting to say, hey, I need to add more services. Hey, I need to add repeat cache. I want to turn that on. Pre and post care instructions. That means I'm not getting 9 p.m. text messages with my patients anymore. I can say it all lives on the app. Then you're going to want to schedule a call with your client success specialist to update all that. I did realize that I think I skipped a really important slide. Maybe I moved a little too fast. Take a look at this, folks. For those who were V1 to V2, you got a fully downloadable app now as well. So that's a big change as well. It's no longer just the web app that you add to the home screen. It's actually when you scan in, it'll prompt that patient to download the app. Once it downloads, your logo will magically change into your logo, and now you have your own app there. Sorry if I missed that. I might have moved super fast. All right. Next. This is an absolute game changer, is showing your treatments are affordable on any budget. Every patient that wants the care or wants the treatment or wants the transformation should be able to afford it. Money and the treatment should never be in the conversation because you should have multiple ways to make sure your patient gets the treatment they deserve. True or false? True or false? Put in the chat. Absolutely true. We want every patient that wants that treatment to have access to it. And so what we did is remove the awkward conversation. So when you have a $5,000 package, not only will you see the member pricing, which our CRO will go over because that's exciting, membership-based pricing, but also you'll be able to see how much it would be if you finance it with the firm. And the great thing about a firm as well is it shows you the payment plan prior to that, how much it would be, but also gives you 0% interest. 0% interest to the patients. And when you show multiple payment options and you show that within the high dollar packages, we're seeing an increase of conversion by 25%. Because look, $5,000, regardless of your status, it's a lot of money. It is a lot of money to invest in yourself. But at $160 a month, well, that's a lot more palatable. And the truth is, you or I, we make decisions that way. It's much easier for us to think $160 a month than it is $5,000 all at once. And if it's 0% interest, then why not? Okay. And then I saw referrals. We're seeing even more referrals. Take a look at the referral feature. Okay. You can click, you can send a gift. This is the only referral system within the space that you can actually send gifts to your friend and remain legally compliant. Because a lot of states, and hear me if you don't know this, a lot of states have the anti-kickback statute, which means you cannot incentivize people sending out referrals. Meaning if I'm the patient sending out a referral, I can't get a gift for sending it. With RepeatMD, we are compliant to that law because all we're doing is sending a gift to our friend, and the incentive for the patient who did it is just the ability to send the gift, giving them the opportunity to send the gift, which is a game changer. We see 88 new referrals in the first 90 days, and about half of the users within the app will come from your referrals. And so with that being said, I wanted to bring in someone who's been with us for a long time, an early RepeatMD believer, Ms. Margaret Haley.
Hi, how are you?
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
So Margaret, thank you for, first of all, being an early RepeatMD believer and one of our first 5 beta clients.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So we would not be here today if it wasn't for all the effort that you've put in to make sure V2 actually becomes a reality. So I want to honor you and respect you for that. First and foremost, congratulations on the incredible success of your practice, and congratulations on the amazing physical transformation that you've had.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So, Margaret, I think the most value, again, for folks on this call is let us know how you're using RepeatMD in the practice and why your patients love it.
Well, thank you, Phil, for having me tonight. And we love the app. It's a very professional app. we have a very boring website. Eventually we will change it because, I mean, it is a fancy, expensive brochure, like you were saying, but our clients and patients love the app. They say, you know, put the menu on there. Do you have, like, we go through tons of Silpharm brochures. We run out of them all the time. So we have information about Silpharm on there. If people say, do you have a brochure? We're like, it's right in the app. People are ask us, you know, do you have birthday rewards? We're like, we do. Sign up, you know, just download the app. We have QR codes everywhere. While they're on the M-Sculpt, they can scan, of course, at the front desk. If they're sitting on the M-Cello, they can scan all over the place. We want people on the app. We have almost 1,800 people who've downloaded it in the last year and a half. So it's very exciting when we do push campaigns, push notifications.
And I wanted to actually double tap on that. One of the key success for RepeatMD is making sure all your patients sign up for it. And you have 1,800 that have signed up for it. And so, you know, I want to know, what is the secret for you as a business owner? How are you getting your staff to engage with it? And how are you getting those type of results? I think that might add some value.
Well, absolutely everybody who comes in is asked. We train the staff over and over again. When they check in, that's part of the check-in process. We're like, wonderful, you're here, wonderful. Scan your app so you can get your rewards. And whether it's a reward today or if it's a reward down the road, you know, they know that if they scan, we have people, they come, even if we have a biohacking lab that we created. And even if they're coming just to use the red light or the rollers and they're not spending any money, they scan. They're trained to scan because they know that it's going to add up to freebies for them.
Fantastic. And Margaret, one of the things I wanted to leave on today about what you're doing with RepeatMD, you sell a ton of memberships, but you're also adding your weight loss memberships. Is there any piece of advice that you have, or maybe kind of with the launch of the weight loss, how are you doing it with the app to make sure you're getting the best results?
Well, it's great because I was just taking a lot of notes when the doctor was speaking, because we're doing something very similar. We have an a la carte plan, and we're launching an all-inclusive plan that, whether it's a 4 or 5 week month, all your shots will be included, including the MIC B12, the L-carnitine, all of that. And it includes use of our red light table, unlimited, as a free add-on. Since there are no consumables, we're throwing that in because we do want the recurring revenue. And we do see that as, you know, providing extra value to the patients, and then, of course, having that nice recurring revenue. And then once they're done, it becomes a Silpharm membership. So I'm real excited to see you've got Benev on board, because when people ask for discounts, this is the big change. We no longer have discounts like, oh, Sally wants a discount. Sally's got to join the membership. Anyone wants a discount. It used to be, you know, buy a package of 6, you get 10% or whatever. Buy 6, get 1 free. None of that anymore. If you want a discount, you have to be on one of our memberships. And the higher the tier of membership, the bigger the discount. So we have everything from a $25 Tox Club, $149 basic skincare, a $5.99 Silpharm membership, and then a $1,000 elite membership. So our weight loss membership is going to be in that $5.99 tier. And then hopefully, you know, when they're done and they have a little bit of laxity and they need to tighten it up, they can use one of our lasers and accumulate their tokens. It's a beauty bank, so they can accumulate it for more expensive things.
Thank you so much for that, Margaret. I love what you just said, which is forget the discount. It's member pricing only. You got to be a member to get discounts. That is a game changer. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having us. Hope I was helpful.
Of course, you are super helpful. The chat's blowing up. Thank you. So folks, patients can now build a cart to purchase multiple treatments and memberships. This was a big limitation of V1, where you could only put in a single package and buy. We never anticipated that sales would take off as much as they did. And so when we built V2, we said, okay, let's make sure we can build an entire cart. And so now one of the big things that you'll see is on V2, you have the opportunity to build an entire cart. And the best part of that is they can finance it all together at one time. It's not just about buying a single treatment. It's about building a cart and then financing the cart at the same time. And what we're seeing is that the conversions of V2 are much higher than V1, 2.35x. And so I want to get some engagement here, and I want to ask you, are you selling memberships? I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to open this poll. Are you selling memberships? We have 78%, about 200 votes. We're climbing a little more than the majority, about 77% now, kind of going back and forth, a little over 1,000 people that are watching. And so why we ask this question is because we want, one of the most exciting pieces that we did here is we wanted to make sure that we rebuilt memberships in a way that's significant, in a way that not only took your memberships and showed your patients what you have to offer, because many of you today, you were reliant on the brochure. Hey, this is our membership, this is what you get, yada, yada, yada. And then they would go home and they wouldn't know what all the benefits that they just signed up for. Or most likely they didn't sign up because the benefits weren't clear. And so the reality is putting the membership in their pocket to buy, or putting the membership in their pocket to look at their benefits, is absolutely critical. And what we did is we completely reinvented memberships. Take a look at the screen here. I'm going to walk you through it. You can take a look and you can see all the different memberships that you have to offer. You can see what the benefits are, right? The treatment benefits. You can display membership only pricing. You can also see the milestones and the things that they'll earn for remaining loyal to that membership, and it reduces all of your operational headaches. So from the top again, I can click, I can see your memberships, I can see all the benefits to your memberships. I can see, this is a new feature, folks, a sign-up bonus, that if I sign up today, what I get. And then also, if I remain loyal, a milestone bonus. You can add a bonus at 6 months, 12 months, etc. We have the opportunity to add all those pieces into your memberships. So if it's time to rethink your memberships, if it's time to enhance your membership, why not add a sign-up bonus that works automatically for you? Why not add a milestone bonus to keep loyalty there, right? Those are the things that we can do to reinvent. And then what we've done is we've introduced smart benefits for memberships. What are smart benefits? Again, what you have to do is you have to enable this feature. Smart benefits gives you the opportunity to apply discounting throughout your app, but not with that dirty word discount. We're going to get rid of discounts and we're going to go to membership only pricing. And when a patient is going to buy this treatment, they actually see, and listen to this, they actually see that they can click and have savings today if while they're buying this package, they buy a membership at the same time. Everyone on this call, if you're selling memberships, you should absolutely be showing membership pricing, right? Because the reality is exactly what Margaret said is true. You do not need to be discounting things. Yes, can you run a promo? Absolutely, you should run a promo for Mother's Day. But throughout your normal weekdays, you shouldn't be just doing discounting. What you should be doing is showing that if you want a better price, preferred pricing, that's for your members only. And that's why on our app, it says membership-based pricing, right? It shows the total and shows member pricing. So this was key for us, smart benefits for memberships. And I hope that all of you take the time to actually turn this feature on and use it because it's highly effective. Showcase member pricing, upsells your memberships by showing savings at checkout, and automatically rewards your patients for their loyalty. I personally love the sign up and milestone bonuses because it's that little engagement that will get things going. Okay, and folks, I want to take you to school real quick. I want to show you the enterprise value of creating memberships. What is enterprise value? It means the valuation of your practice. Because the reality is that a business that has one-time revenue is not nearly as valuable as a business that has recurring revenue. So let's break that down. You have practice A, $3 million, $3 million of non-recurring sales, 20% net margin. And if we give it a 4 times forward multiple, that means we take the 20%, the 600K, and we give a 4 times multiple on it and value your business, you've got a $2.4 million value. Okay. So this business doing $3 million a year has a $2.4 million value in this case. Now let's take a look at the same top line revenue, but broken down differently. $3 million a year, 2.46 one-time sales, so slightly lower on those sales, okay? 20% net margin off those sales, so they're netting $420,000 off their one-time sales. They get 4 times earnings, so 1.68 million is that value for their business. But then what they really have is a recurring membership model, like Margaret Haley or Dr. Geyer, and they're doing $540,000 in the year, right? So a little over $40,000 a month in recurring memberships. Dr. Geyer does over 100,000, right? Margaret Haley does about the same. Watch this, 540,000 recurring memberships. We get to take the top line value of those rather than the net, and the difference is a business that's worth more than double. Now ask yourself logically, why is a business worth more than double than a one-time sale business? Because Dr. Geyer, Margaret Haley doesn't need to be in the practice to make revenue. They never start at zero. They start their month at $100,000. That business is infinitely more valuable than a business that doesn't have memberships. It's absolutely key for you to have a membership-based practice if you want to compete and you want to scale your business, whether it's a legacy business, whether you want to sell to private equity, whether you want to franchise, or you just want to sleep well at night. It's important for you to build a recurring model with your business. And so that leads into patient financing. Right? Why am I big on patient financing? You might have seen my ads. You might have heard I got cease and desist from patient financing companies in the past, because I know what it's like to be a business owner, that when you open up your P&L and you look at the bottom and you realize you're not making nearly as much as you thought you were. Can anyone relate to that? Can anyone relate to you go to the bottom line and you don't make as much as you thought? Well, oftentimes it's all these little costs that add up. And when we were making a decision on patient financing companies, we were saying, okay, who can give us a consistent fee? Because these fees were ranging all over the place, and that's why we landed with Affirm. Okay, I'm going to talk about Affirm, but I'm also going to show you a couple new things. So as I said before, now we have an opportunity to embed Affirm with the entire checkout, right? All the different things that you want, rather than just a single treatment to build a cart. And we're seeing an increase in spending. And stop overpaying for patient financing, right? And that's why we've added it where we're exclusively with the firm in the app as of today with one consistent fee of 3.99%. You should be talking to patients about, hey, we have a firm, what's in the app you can buy. And the reality is this is what you're used to, okay? You're used to fluctuation of financing companies. This is one of the most popular financing companies. I won't name drop them. My legal team will go all over the place if I do. But the reality is that a lot of financing companies, other than Affirm, almost all of them, you can check and ask for yourself, their rate fluctuates based on term and credit score. With Affirm, it's 3.99% all the time for a patient that's approved, whatever the term is, okay, whatever the credit score is, as long as they're approved. And this is key for you. And the reality of that is, if you see the average practice fee at 8.99% and you see a consistent fee of 3.9%, what you're really paying for is that consistency, which adds up to paying half of what you would pay from any other company. We're not a financing company, so that's why we just wanted to choose and work with the best, and that's what we brought with you. So if you're a RepeatMD customer and you're not really pushing that financing piece, why not? It's on your app. You have the opportunity for them to have that private conversation, right? The app does a great job to push it, but I would suggest that we all make sure that we let our patients know we have multiple options. Okay. And I'm not going to go over this. Just know RepeatMD with Affirm is significantly better in pretty much every way. That's why we partnered with them. With that being said, I wanted to bring on one of our speakers here, Ryan DeVault. He's got 4 locations. So absolute key to success for Ryan has been able to bring multiple, financing options. Hey, Ryan, how you doing?
Hey, you don't recognize me without the hat on, huh?
I'm surprised you don't have the signature hat, and it'll be great seeing you at AM Spa here in a few days. Ryan, just real quickly, what advice do you have to customers you RepeatMD to get great results? And let's just start with that.
Yeah, no, definitely. So we were looking for a lot of ways to make things a lot less complicated, streamline things into, less platforms. when we were doing memberships, we had a Google sheet. We had, girls with access to customers' credit cards and sensitive information and other things like that. And, we had that incident where someone decided to help themselves a couple different times, and guess who's liable? We were. So another thing is financing. My whole background is mortgages and financing. So, I know the cost of money. I know what money is going to cost somebody. And here's me with these financing companies paying all this arbitrary money with, Care Credit and Cherry. We're paying for a consumer's credit score. They're not paying for the service. So at the end of the day, we're giving a price to somebody and they could have a 610 score and, we're thinking it's going to be 7%, their rate could be 14%. Well, once you deliver the price, you're now bound to that price. So we're losing money hand over fist. At the end of the day, we're the last ones to see a profit. The lender's going to see their interest. The equipment company is going to see their money. The credit card company is going to see their fee, and then everything kind of trickles down to our bottom line. So was watching our bottom line just kind of go, okay, great, we had a great month. First of the month, I'm getting whacked for $20,000, $30,000 in credit card fees for paying for people's points, their trips, vacations. We're chasing down memberships where, your credit card's expired, you're this, you're that. We're watching hours and hours of things go, just to waste, and we're paying for those dollars. So I met you guys, it'll be 2 years this July. I've been with you. We've got, it's changed a lot of things. Memberships are completely streamlined. Everything's done through the app now. We don't have to handle people's sensitive information. We don't know their credit scores. We don't, suggest, what to do. We then created our 24/7 store. We're open 8 hours a day. Why does the day have to stop when you're open, when you close at 5? I used to sit there from 6 to 7, 8 to 9 o'clock, fielding messages and phone calls and things like that. Enter, our VIP program. We tell people too, the only way you're going to see our pricing is if you scan this app. It's personal to you, and you can see what we offer and when we offer it. We're not going to post things on Instagram. We're not going to reveal our pricing. We're not going to reveal our sales. We'll do that a little bit just to kind of, tease the people. But the best app is within the app. Remember, the one thing you said to me, I think that makes a ton of sense is how many clients are in your database? And 6 years, 4 locations, 24,000. You looked at me and told me I was out of my effing mind. I go, what does that mean? He goes, why aren't you retaining these people? Why are you buying new people? So then a light bulb went on. Now you got the referral piece at the bottom of your app. Refer a client and you can get whatever. You find something simple. You explain to these people, we created the free facial. Refer your friend in for a free facial. You refer 3 friends in, we're going to give you a $50 credit. 1, you look like a rock star referring 3 people in for a free facial. Now you're their best friend. 2, you're going to get something for it. So we've decreased our marketing spend by probably $60,000 in the last 12 months just by retaining and keeping these people come in, because referrals are going to be your least path of resistance. The wall's already down. They're not spa hopping. They're not spa shopping. Phil referred me. What do I need? I'm listening. I'm not comparing you to the Groupon I saw over here or things like that, because no one cares what people's experience level is. They're just chasing the best deal, which is insane because you're sticking needles in your face that can severely hurt you, but they'd rather save $2 over here and doesn't care if, this injector is, brand new yesterday. Instead of a race to the bottom, we're kind of creating loyalty through this. People love discounts. I get rid of discounts. We're going to add something else. We're going to give you a benefit. If you do this, instead of getting a discount, I'm going to give you $1,000 non-consumable service. They don't know that, to kind of turn you on to this. Now you're going to need 2 more. Now you're going to need 3 more. So we just kind of found a way to make things less complicated and focus on how many people we can, in theory, see in a year than how many people we have in our database.
And one thing, folks, that Ryan does, a piece of his magic is he's got a ton of users. He has his front desk talk about sending out a referral that you can do it on the app right then and there, right? The ability to click and send a gift to your friend. Every person that walks in, Ryan's getting new patients. Every single time someone comes in, hey, make sure to send a gift to your friend. Front desk shows them how to click that button. And you can send it to 3-4 people. You can send it to as many people as you want. All of a sudden, he doesn't have to spend so much money on marketing because he's getting a friend, which is the best next patient. The person coming in from social media ads is not your best next patient. The friend of the person who just dropped $5,000 is your best next patient. So thank you for joining us today, Ryan. Awesome to see you. See you at AM Spa.
No, definitely.
Talk to you soon.
Awesome. Thank you, Phil.
All right, folks. And we got another bonus for you today. This is, if you haven't had it already, we've got the 2024 Aesthetic and Wellness Benchmark Study. In case you don't have it, we're going to send it to you as a bonus. What we did is we did a study, about a 3-month study, and figure out what prices are people charging, what are the memberships that are selling, et cetera, what EMRs are they using. this is a great bonus for everyone on the call today. Definitely take a look at that study. Also, keeping the energy going, we want to keep you involved. Extra raffle ticket time. Extra raffle ticket time. Need a little music during the extra raffle ticket time. All right, scan the QR code here, and we're going to go ahead and send one in the link as well. If you see that little banner, you can click that. Extra raffle ticket time. I don't know if this is a Phil chant. Phil. Hopefully you win, Catherine. Thank you for the chant. Okay, so how does RepeatMD V2 grow my business, right? Might be the referral piece, might be the membership pricing piece, might be the repeat cash piece. There's so many new ways for RepeatMD V2 to grow your business. The question really comes on of, are you utilizing it? Are you taking the time to make this super weapon a part of your business? Because folks, if you got RepeatMD and you expect RepeatMD, the technology, to do all the work for you and patients flying out the sky, buying everything, doing all that, I'm just letting you know it's time to self-reflect and participate in your own rescue. Again, I'll say it again. Participate in your own rescue. You have a super weapon. Use it. Make $100,000 a month with memberships. Sell $100,000 in a month of packages and treatments. Make it part of your client experience. It's a call to action, folks. There's so many things this does. It has nothing to do with the technology. It has everything to do with you. Isn't that the reality of life? The reality of life is a lot of your results have to do with you. Call to action. Beat the shit out of your competition. Reward your patients. Elevate the patient experience. It's time, right? Like, it's time to do these things because he got the weapon. Use it. All right. Jacqueline Hess, unbelievable success story. I believe our last client speaker, if you want to talk about a turnaround, if you want to talk about somebody who took action, Jacqueline is the person that I think about. And Jacqueline, just quickly, from where you were pre-RepeatMD to where you are post-RepeatMD, give us a little bit of that story.
Yeah, we are a little bit different than most. We aren't just a med spa. We do wellness, and we really push hormones and vitamin shots and infusions and things like that. So when we kind of came into this, I wasn't really thinking, you know, skin pen and M-Sculpt and all these kind of things. I was thinking, how can I get people to come in to be healthy and do infusions and things? When we first started out, I was like, man, this is a lot harder than I thought it was. And I don't know if some of you guys have seen, I did a little video for you guys when we were at one of the conferences. And, you know, I was just on Instagram one night scrolling through, and I thought, Lord, just open the door and tell me what I need to do to get people in the door. And
then I popped up.
Yeah,
my bleach blonde, angelic hair popped up.
Yeah, you guys popped
Lord
up,
sent me to you.
Yeah, and it went from there. And so we've actually been with you guys. We'll be 3 years old
Wow.
in about a month. So we've been with you guys since we were 3 months in. So it's almost been 3 years. It's crazy how time flies. But it's been huge. It's been huge. And I couldn't have done it without you guys. It makes us look super professional. You know, we're getting infusions in here. We're doing not just like our packages don't just consist of, you know, doing a laser session, although we do have those. But, you know, you can get infusions. We've incorporated those into our memberships. We've incorporated Cocoon, our red light bed. You know, we're getting ready. We just got a flow pod and a cryotherapy. And now we're getting ready to have, you know, packages with those so people can get those in. And, you know, and it's like, you know, FlowPod, it's paid for. It's paid for by the app. The app basically bought that for us. You know what I mean? So I'm not having to finance a bunch of equipment. And then now I can turn around and use that as, hey, if you want to do this, we can get you your skincare, your laser session. And hey, how about you come back this weekend and let's sit in the FlowPod? You know what I mean? And it's all in their package. So they feel like they're getting way more out of it. And then that, like you said, they're referring their friends. Hey, did you know that they had this and this? Hey, go check them out. And then they're hitting those referrals, you know, and that's how we're getting more people in. It's been amazing.
Jackie, one of the things that I love about not only your spirit of the turnaround you had with your business and how much success you have now is I love your brand. I took a look at your website and the Kalon brand and everything. When I was talking about making sure that digital experience transcends, Your website and what you're doing really does a great job embodying that. I know how much attention to detail and time that takes. So I just wanted to say and shout you out to you and your team and the marketing team or whoever you're working with, that you've done a great job and your success speaks for itself. So thank you for joining us today.
Yes, make sure you swing by anytime you're in town for the Derby. I'll throw you in the float pod and let you enjoy it.
I'm ready to float. Just sit there, float on the salt water, just like the womb of my mother. I know.
Love it. You would love it.
All right. Thank you, Jackie.
All right. Thanks.
Have a great day.
You too.
All right. So a totally redesigned admin experience. Look, this part matters for sure. The admin panel that we had of the past was not the admin panel of today. It's certainly not going to be the admin panel of the future. We've redesigned admin as well. We are constantly, and here's the thing, folks, everything that you see with RepeatMD, it's only going to get better. We're not going to just say, oh, guess what? V2 Medcommerce is done. And now we're just going to sit back. This is just the beginning. This is not all of a sudden we're here. This is the journey that we're on. And we're going to improve everything consistently all the time. One of our 6 core values is constant, never-ending improvement. We call it CANI. And we speak this value because we believe in the value. This is just the beginning. And so totally redesigned admin experience really quickly. You can now see your sales from anywhere. And today we actually made a huge admin update for sales, for services of sales, and you now have membership dashboards that will only continue to improve. You'll see your ARR, your annual recurring revenue, your monthly recurring revenue, the clients that are dunning. You'll be able to see service sales. One of the coolest features on the admin panel that you'll see is time of day sales. You'll now be able to see the day that they're buying things and the time. You're going to start seeing 9 p.m. sales, 10 p.m. sales, and you're going to see a little bars showing you all the time that your patients are buying, which is incredible. Okay. Your new membership dashboard live today. You're going to be able to see your annual recurring revenue. Where we have a feature coming out, probably not today, but sometime end of next week or end of the week after, which is actually going to forecast your membership growth. So if your memberships are struggling, you'll see that bar hitting the ground. If your memberships are healthy, you'll see that bar continuing to go up, and you'll be able to get more insight with all of your members. Customize your app in seconds. The ability to take charge of your app, add incredible photos, change colors, all those things, absolutely critical. Getting that brand right. And then easily adding treatments. One of the key pieces here is making it easy to add treatments. One of the things that you should not sleep on is pre and post care instructions. I think it's a game changer as a patient, and it's something that you should have when you're building these. But being able to add multiple images, example here, hydrofacial, you'll see the membership pricing. Being able to really customize that experience for you is absolutely incredible. And it's all done from your admin panel. You can do it all alone. You can, do it on the weekend. You can do it at night. Client success can help you, especially if you want to refresh. That's what we're here for. We're here to make sure that our team refreshes your app to make sure you're getting amazing results. And speaking of that, we're going to have our VP of Client Success coming up here very soon to talk about how to make the most out of your app with client success. Creating promotions from anywhere. I don't know if you joined us a few months ago with Chris Balby, and he showed his Barbie promotion. Chris was actually running promotions at the Dallas airport, making, I think with that promotions in a matter of hours, he made $25,000, $50,000, sending a promotion that he created from the app at the airport, just bringing in money. Ryan DeVault last year at AM Spa, he said, Phil, I'm going to send a promotion while you're speaking. And he made $20,000 in 30 minutes while I was speaking. I'll tell you, it was a hell of a testimonial, but it was awesome. Okay. So all these things now done from your admin panel. And folks, what are we seeing? With RepeatMD, with this newly designed Medcommerce engine, we're seeing 86% of in-app purchases are made outside of the practice. To some of you, that's like, oh, of course it's being purchased outside of the practice. But it's also really important to recognize you are making money outside of the practice, which is you're making money while you sleep. You're making money while you don't work. You're making money all days of time. And before RepeatMD, you were making money 9 to 5 p.m. like in the practice. Expand that practice before you ever spend another $200,000, $500,000 expanding the location. And we're seeing massive revenue increases of 22% of revenue increase with RepeatMD. But I wanted to bring in our VP of Client Experience. I hope, Bobby, I hope all of us have had audio issues today. Again, not a webinar company. Talk about mobile apps, we can do that. So, Bobby, I want to bring you to the stage to have some special announcements and give our clients the opportunity to work with client success.
All right. Thank you, Phil. Hopefully my audio is good. I tested it well before. Anyway, like Phil said, my name is Bobby Cooper. I'm our Vice President of Customer Success here at RepeatMD. Many of you may not know what that title means. What is customer success? I was brought on about 4 or 5 months ago, and this was really RepeatMD's statement that not only are we redoing the admin panel and rebuilding the feature set and relaunching this new RepeatMD, but we're also going to invest heavily in completely revamp our customer experience with RepeatMD. So I have a background of scaling software companies from that customer experience side. And there's a really simple value proposition that I have this philosophy in building. We will create long-lasting, loyal customers if our customers receive amazing outcomes out of the software and have amazing experience with the people that we're interacting with. And we know that along the way, we felt growing pains, but you know what? We're investing heavily into making sure moving forward, we're improving this entire experience. So what does customer success do? So we have a full team of customer success specialists, and they're not only just focused on interacting with you to ask questions, but there's 3 main things moving forward they're going to be focused on doing. First, helping you adopt features that will increase your revenue. So I've been looking at all the chats in here, and I've been seeing so many people even comment, I need this now. How do I do this now? How do I add this feature? We just learned about dozens of new features that are now available in your admin panel and in your app that you might need help with adopting. We have a team standing by to help you adopt and implement, deploy all these features. Next, it's about best practices. One of my favorite things with my job is I get to talk with dozens and dozens of customers every week. I love being on the phone with customers. I'm customer obsessed, and it's because I know that there's customers out there that have been in this industry way longer than I have, or way longer than most of us have. And if we learn from the best customers out there what they are doing to be successful, we can translate all of those best practices in the hands of everybody, so everybody can drive the best results. Third, we want to be your guide through your entire RepeatMD experience. So whether you've been with us for 3 years and you're just needing help implementing new features, or whether you're like a brand new customer that just signed up that is maybe exploring their first time launching memberships, we're here to guide you through this entire experience to really just help you optimize your entire mobile strategy. So we're a team of action. So we want to take action on this right now. So everybody on this call right now, we're here for Medcommerce. We're here because of RepeatMD's V2 platform. You've heard about Repeat Cash. You've heard about Smart Benefits. We have Mother's Day coming up, one of the largest holidays for e-commerce. Well, if you need help with any of these, take a minute, scan this QR code. This QR code is not going to get you a Mercedes, but it's going to get you something more valuable. A crap ton of revenue in your app.
You can buy multiple Mercedes.
What's that?
I said it'll give you the revenue to buy multiple Mercedes, a Bentley, a Rolls Royce.
Scan this QR code. Take a few seconds here. Fill out your information. Let us know what features you want help enabling. What that's going to do, that's going to go to my team. We're going to be reaching out to you over the next couple days, scheduling a time with your customer success specialist to walk through your app, to enable all of these features and make sure that you are truly set up for success.
And we'll send this also.
10 more seconds. What you got, Phil?
we're going to send this also via email. So in case that you didn't scan or whatever, we'll send this. But folks, remember what I just said, participate in your own rescue? We have our team here ready to enable your repeat cash, enable your smart benefits, launch your Mother's Day promotion, make sure all your services are on their app. I don't know what else a company could do for you. So make sure you take the QR code and scan the thing. Make sure you click the email. Give us a chance to give you the opportunity to make the different revenue and give you the freedom you deserve, right? It's like you're getting the meal plan and the trainer. You just got to walk in the gym.
All right. We'll be sending this
All
QR
right.
code out afterwards as well. Again, we have a team standing by that's ready to help you enable all these things. The next thing we want to talk about is part of our method to help you grow results in your app by learning best practices, something that we've actually been working on for months. There's a lot of consultants, there's a lot of experts out there that I think many of you probably spend lots of money on to learn from. But now, can we advance one slide? We have a special, really an exclusive, we're now launching exclusive access to experts, to live expert masterclass at no additional cost to all RepeatMD customers. These are going to be weekly webinars with the following individuals. And I'm going to read from some bios here so I don't mess them up here. But Adam Haran, he's an award-winning brand strategist, brand marketing strategist. He's already produced a lot of content with us that has had raving results, amazing strategy on how to better brand and market your business. We have Lise Krause. She's the memberships expert. She's going to help you teach you how to structure and deploy memberships that work, that people subscribe to, that people stick with. We have Chris Balby, which many of you may have already seen before in other webinars. Chris is a RepeatMD customer and a customer that is producing over $1 million a year in the app of in-app revenue. He's going to walk you through how to get the most out of the RepeatMD app. A little bit more of like an in the trenches webinar and actually see what he's doing in the app. Next, Dr. Amanda Holden. She's not only a practice owner of an 8-figure practice, I think 5 or 6 locations. She's just an amazing operator. She knows how to help run businesses to such an amazing operational efficiency that we'll be able to learn from her to help grow that revenue of your business. And then John Wheeler, CEO of Alpha Aesthetics Partners. This is a private equity-backed firm that really helps grow businesses and acquire med spas. And we're going to be able to learn from him about what we can do to optimize your business to reach maximum revenue. Here's a calendar of upcoming events. You can take a look at this. Coming up, the first one, that's just a couple days. I don't even know what today is. But in a couple days,
we have Chris. Yeah, we got Chris coming up, and then we have all these others. And folks, you're going to get this via email only if you're a RepeatMD client. If you're not a RepeatMD client, you don't have access to these expert masterclasses. And also, if you take a look at your admin panel, when you open up your admin panel, it'll say book an expert at the very bottom of the admin panel under the help center. This is live. You'll get an email to book. And so this is only for RepeatMD clients. You'll have the opportunity to do this. And the way these are structured are 30-minute QA 30-minute presentation with a 30-minute QA. We'll ask you for questions in advance. You have access to people now that people pay thousands of dollars for per meeting, per presentation, per 30-minute session that you get absolutely free. And these are ongoing. All of these folks have been so generous to make sure that they will help you personally grow your business beyond just RepeatMD. Yes, RepeatMD is part of it, but these are not people pitching to clients of RepeatMD about RepeatMD. These are people that will make sure you make the most out of your business. So we're super excited about this. This has been an initiative that we've been working on. These expert masterclasses are now live on your admin panel. You'll get links to sign up. And so with that, Bobby, we want to bring in Chris. And we want to ask Chris a few questions, and then we're just moments away for giving away this RepeatMD Mercedes Louis Vuitton bags, and someone's driving away.
2 minutes, I promise.
All right, Chris, thank you for being on stage with us. How you doing?
Bobby, I have made it. I have sat here so excited to share some knowledge. I get to do this twice a month, every month with RepeatMD on my webinars. It's like the first Wednesday and the second Wednesday. I don't know, the schedule's online. But I get to show up and I get to do this. So I'm amped to get to do it in front of 1,000 people now.
Awesome. You know, I'm going to start out with one question that I think Phil's been asking others too. If you had one piece of advice to offer to any RepeatMD client, what would it be?
RepeatMD is not a George Foreman grill. You can't set it and forget it. So you definitely have to put in that energy, especially in the beginning. And then you have to incorporate it into your practice, right? So one of the things that one of the RepeatMD coworkers and I go over every week is what my front desk says. When your front desk checks somebody in, the one thing they need to say to everybody is, "Hi, welcome to Misha Aesthetics. Are there any packages or rewards you need to know about?" This is twofold, right? One, patient might say, "Yeah, I've got a package or reward." Then your front desk knows what to do, right? On the flip side, they might say, "Wait a second, there are packages and rewards? Talk to me about that." So I'm going to say it one more time. Welcome to Misha Aesthetics. Are there any packages or rewards I need to know about? That way the client gets to say, "Wait, you guys have packages and rewards? Yeah, scan the QR code. Let's get you started."
Awesome. That's great. So you are part of this expert masterclass that we're just now launching that everybody here, every customer.
He's the OG. He's the OG. Yeah.
Tell us what anybody that's going to attend here, everybody in this call, tell us what we can expect to learn from your masterclass.
So we do two. I personally do 2 a month, every month. The first one is always the basics, right? Those are your building blocks. It's repetitive. It is always the same: how to get more signups, how to get those signups to convert to sales. And it's very basic. I often people attend it once or twice, and then I never see them again, and I get a new batch of faces, and I love that. Now, the second part of the month is when I really dive deep, and I work on cultivating a specific presentation on just rewards, or just packages, or just memberships, because this is such a robust app. One presentation will never be enough. That second presentation, where we really get into the nitty gritty, is my bread and butter. Now, I will say my favorite part is the Q&A at the end. And that is when you guys get to send me your apps, and Jeremy and I dive in live on the presentations and we look at them. I never nitpick. I always offer suggestions, and we talk about what's working, what's not, and how to make some changes.
That's awesome.
Absolutely love it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for doing that with us. It's been a game changer. We actually did, I don't know if we shared this with you yet, we actually did a cohort data analysis to see pre and post your webinars to see the impact. Every single one of those clients are still a RepeatMD client. Not only a RepeatMD client, on average, they've increased the revenue from 15 to 30% post your webinars.
Hang out with me.
So you're killing it.
The car, give away the Louis Vuitton bags. I don't want to take too much of people's times, so I'm going to bounce. But you guys have a fantastic night. You can catch me literally like twice a month. So, oh wait, Phil, I get to hang out with you on stage at AmSpa. I'm excited.
That's right. That's right. Thanks, Chris.
Bye.
Thanks, Phil.
All right, transitioning into our final pieces. We've often been asked, what is RepeatMD doing next? Where's the product going to go? So we wanted to bring on our very own Jana Shang, who's director of product, to speak to that. Jana, welcome to the big stage. You are at the very end right here, the best for last, leading into the Mercedes. No pressure. Let's go.
Thank you, Phil. Really happy to be here. Hi, everyone. My name is Jana, Director of Product. I'm pretty new to the team, so just to introduce my background a bit, I have a lot of experience in e-commerce, fintech, and similar to Phil, also in the restaurant hospitality industry, more on the tech side, where I built branded online food ordering experiences and also tooling and software for over 400 restaurant brands, totaling 50,000 locations, serving about 85 million customers and more. I've been here for 6 months now, and wow, we've made so much progress in that time. Having hit over 1 million customers yesterday, 1 million patients, such an amazing milestone. And we have miles to go before we are done. See what I did there? I'm super psyched about the V2 platform. You've seen it, you've heard about it in this webinar, and truly it's been amazing hearing all the great feedback from you all. So what is RepeatMD planning next? And actually, you might be wondering, how do we go about planning that next product or feature for you? When you email your CS representative about the changes you'd like to see, where does it go? Who reads it? Are we even listening? And yes, the answer is yes. And we do a ton of user research by visiting practices, speaking with your staff. We look at product metrics and evaluate the parts of the user flow that we can optimize to help our practices increase their sales. We also go deep and just really learn about how your businesses are run, what operational efficiencies we can take care of for you, and what else we can do to make managing your businesses easier. So we ask ourselves every day, just how can RepeatMD be a better partner to our clients? How can we help our clients achieve their outcomes? And this month, it's actually a really nice benefit. The product and design team are all going to get treatments because we have the next roadmap item that we're planning right now. So me and my product and design team, we're going to go and get treatments from practices. We'll have the chance to use products just like the hundreds and thousands of patients that are doing that every day. So all of this, all of the inputs, they'll be used to inform all the design decisions that we will be making to truly bring our roadmap to reality. Wanted to just also let you all know that the next big feature that we're looking forward to is our new site-wide promotions feature, as you can see on the screen. I'm excited to say that this feature will be live very soon in the next week or two, and you'll be able to get it set up just in time for Mother's Day, one of the biggest holidays of the year in our industry. And you can work with your CS specialist to get it set up for you. So please, there was a QR code earlier, but please take us up on our offer to help you set up all the features that you need to truly make an impact, especially in time for that next holiday. And so with site-wide promotion, what you can do, as the GIF is kind of going through right now, you'll create a custom category with select treatments that you'll like to promote for Mother's Day as an example, and then you'll just set up a site-wide promotion, add a picture, add a really nice image that will be shown to all your patients the next time that they log in or check into your app. And there's also more. There's more awesome things coming down the pipeline this year, which you can see on the screen. We have an enhancement of the application around promotions and also admin panel enhancements. We're also working on a first-class beauty bank feature that will be game-changing for the industry. We're so excited to share more about that. We're also creating all these relationships with skincare companies to make dropshipping a possibility so that your patients can actually purchase skincare directly on your app. Another thing that we're doing, I really appreciate it when I go to a med spa and there's just a few things I'm thinking about doing, and I'm really leaning on the expertise of the med spa to let me know what that good mix of treatments and services I should do based on my skin and my goals. And so we're going to be working on custom treatment plans. This is the ability to give your patients an individual custom plan that is totally bespoke to them. And anything we can do to help personalize that experience for your patients will help you build that relationship for years to come. And so we're really excited about enabling your practice to do that and to do it well. And of course, the holidays are coming up. So what that means is that we're working on gift cards, wish lists, and other gifting features. This will make it easier than ever for your patients to tell a loved one what treatments that they're looking forward to getting, and then even easier for their loved ones to gift those treatments over. So just in time for New Year and New You. And lastly but not least, we are excited to announce the several EMR integrations that are coming later this year. And we're just so excited to be working towards these things. And you know what? Actually, I just decided that, while I have you all, why not? I would love to get some customer feedback while I'm here, if that's okay with you all. I want to do a poll. There it is. So please tell me and my team, of these upcoming features I just shared, which ones are you most excited about? Please vote now.
Poll is up, folks. Take a look. What feature are you looking most forward to? It says it's not clickable, so go ahead and put it in the chat. Put it in the chat, folks. We will download the chat. Go ahead. Oh, here it goes. It just popped up again. All right, it's back.
Nice.
We're going to give you a second there to Put in your votes. What feature are you looking the most forward to? You can also put in the chat. We'll take all this information and we'll share it with the product team. Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and close the poll and keep it moving. And then, folks, you've heard us say it a few times. We're going to be at the Medical Spa Show, but we're not just going alone. We're bringing the team with us to the Medical Spa Show. That team includes client success. That team includes me and my white hair. But that also team includes the product team. And so, Jana, just for a second, let us know about what you're planning on doing at the Medical Spa Show.
Yes. So everyone, I'll be there too. I'll be at the M Spa. I'll be there with one of my product managers, Jack. And we would love the opportunity to have time with anyone who will be there to just talk more about what you envision for the product. Let us know what's important to you. I'll be there in our awesome client lounge. RepeatMD will also have several talks. So if you're there, take photos, say hi, and I'll see you at the show.
Thank you, Jana. And folks, if you do go to the Medical Spa Show, we have the most incredible booth there. Amazing client success lounge, champagne, good times. Come on through. All right. Finally, Q2 competition, folks, really quick. You know we do it. We give it away every quarter. We do, in case you're new to RepeatMD, for the most sales within the app in a quarter, right, generating the highest volume, we give away a trip. Our next trip just started in April. We do quarterly trips. Cabo San Lucas, that's where we're sending you if you win. Not only are we sending you, we're sending 5 employees with you so you can make it a team building trip. And so every quarter we do a client competition. Cabo San Lucas is the newest location. How to win? You sell through the app, you sell the most, you get sent to Cabo. Super, super simple and a very good time. And folks, as we're coming to the end of this, we want to give you an opportunity, if you're not a RepeatMD client, to book a free strategy call. We're excited to show you all the things that we can do for your business on a one-to-one call to make sure that you're a good fit for us and we're a good fit for you. We don't just take any client. We want to make sure you're a great fit. We'll talk you through that. We also offer special pricing if you're part of this webinar, and that's critical for you too, right? Getting special pricing for spending 2+ hours with us. So if you've got your phone, or you can click the link, make sure to click that. When I get asked how much is RepeatMD, it's a few $100s a month, and you can't afford not to have it, in my opinion.